The elephant sanctuary in Krabi has 3 different activities, and they are in a range of times and prices. The biggest one of them takes about 2 hours, that is bathing with elephants. And I had already done that. It costs about 33 pounds in the Thai currency, but it takes 2 hours. Is, yeah, you need time for that because you have to go feed the elephants, bathe with the elephants. It takes a lot of time for all the activities, and I had already done that. I had really enjoyed that, but I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed meeting those elephants so much that I wanted to go back. So this time I booked another activity, which was cooking and cooking for the elephants and then feeding the elephants. That one was slightly less time consuming and it was slightly cheaper as well, but you still got to meet the elephants and then you get to cook for them and feed them. One thing I really enjoyed was that even though they get so many visitors, they still recognized me and they greeted me with happy smiles. They greeted me with first time as well with happy smiles, but the second time they actually recognized me, and it was like, yeah, it was nice to be coming back. And then somebody passed me on to this guide who gave me a nice long detailed session on how to cook for the elephants. It's not really cooking because you don't use fire or anything like that, but it's mostly like mixing these ingredients. So she showed me these 5 ingredients and showed me how much to each item, how much of that to put in the big tub and then mix it together. One item that I know from that was the bananas. Otherwise everything else was like crunchy stuff, and there was something that looks like cornflakes as well. So she showed me, okay, 1 bowl of this, 1 little bowl of this, and then 2 bananas. And then bananas, I knew from my own baking experiences as well that bananas are really good for like adhesive quality. So they can hold the other things together which are more powdery or grainy. Bananas can provide a nice base to put them together. And I wanted to make balls of these things together. So bananas, these were like overripe bananas, and she explained to me as to we need to give elephants medicine or vitamins. Then we put 1 tablet or a few tablets each time in a ball, hide it there, and then you feed it directly to the elephant's mouth, not the trunk but the mouth, because if you put it to the trunk, they can smell it, they can smell the medicine from within the ball, and then they will just spit it out. So you have to be crafty with them and then feed it directly to their mouth. I'm not very like, if I have to touch things which are squeamish, I'm a bit squeamish about things like that, but they gave me these little transparent gloves, so I was okay with that. And then it was just a question of putting all those things together, one little measure of this, 1 little bowl of this, and then a few bananas in there, peel the bananas and then mix them together. And then when you mix them all together, you have to crunch them, you have to like crush these things very hard so that it's like it's more smooth. You can't leave it lumpy, okay, otherwise you can't make balls from it. So she was just telling me, yeah, just to crush it hard. So I was crushing all these things together, mixing them, and then just you have to make balls for that, and 1 ball per elephant, I think it was, yeah. Just crush them all together and mix them so that they will hold their shape when you make a ball. This time I did not put any medicine in them, but the next time after this, when I went again for the same activity, that time they were going to give some medicine to the elephants. So that time we like poked a hole in each ball with my finger, and then she put like 10 tablets for each elephant, something like that. They were tiny little tablets. So that time was different, but this time, the first time, there was nothing. So I just, it reminded me of making laddus in India. When laddus are also, they're like a dessert, and then you make them just like that with your hands. So we made all these balls together, and then after that, she passed me on to somebody else who was going to be my guide for this activity. So this lady, she was only the cooking expert, so she helped me how to cook. And yeah, she also recognized me from the first time, although she was not my guide the first time. She was like, "Ah, come second time, must love elephants." I said, "Yep, guilty as charged. I can't argue with that, because I am coming second time because I loved the elephants." And these elephants were very friendly, and the first time I went there I was a bit nervous being close to them. Second time I got slightly better, and then third time I was much more comfortable with them. You don't realize how much of a personality elephants have. They're not just animals, they have a brain, they have a memory, they have a social understanding of things. So and they recognized me as well. I think they did. So I kind of feel like I'm flattering myself maybe, but I think some of them did recognize me. So I remembered some of their names, not all of them. It was good to just meet them again, and this time I was a bit more confident feeding them. So once the cooking was done, then it's time to take the gloves off. Before I started this activity, I had washed my hands. You have to wash your hands every time, because the elephants can, if you have the smell of like hand cream or soap and shampoo, anything like that, it disturbs them. So you just wash your hands with the soap that they provide, which is very neutral. So this girl, she was the guide. So she showed us how to feed them sugarcane. There were all these pieces of cut sugarcane. So you can feed them two ways. You can feed them directly to their trunk, which is quite easy. They will just take it from you because they know what's going on. They are very, very context aware. And then it was my turn. So and I was quite good. So you see, this like you hold it behind your back so that they can't get it from your hand. They can't snatch it, and then you get close to them and then put your hand on the trunk. And they're very friendly. They don't try to like hurt you or hit you with the trunk or anything like that. You just put the hand on the trunk and they'll open their mouth, because like a baby, it's like feeding a baby, to be honest. So you put it behind your back with the hand that is closest to them, and with the other hand you put the hand on the trunk. So you can see that it's left hand and then right hand on the trunk, and you feed them. It's just so awesome. I can't tell you the feeling that you get, because it's like feeding a baby, but they are so much bigger than a baby. So this time I was actually okay to touch them and pet them on the trunk and things like that. The first time I had been very, very afraid, very nervous, because they are really big. They're very friendly, but they are also big. Even if by mistake they rub against you, you're gonna hurt yourself. So it was quite nice to feed them. And this girl who was the guide, she was taking photos and she was managing my camera, and she was carrying my bag, the crossbody bag as well. So that's why I was free, both hands free to interact with the elephants. And then she was taking care of everything else. So their team was really, really nice that way, that they took care of everything. So I went after that again one more time, and I would say if you go to Krabi, definitely go to this Krabi Elephant Sanctuary. It's an amazing experience with yourself, friends, girlfriend, family, kids, anybody must go there.